Hello and welcome to LeedsHacks News. I'm Harry Graham.
And I'm Aidan Kerr. These are today's main stories. Calls for fresh funding to reopen playgrounds closed on safety grounds.
Thousands raised as hundreds ran in a major charity race in Leeds.
Having a blast, a colourful way to raise much needed cash for a charity in India.
A number of derelict children's playgrounds in Meanwood, deemed unsafe for use, have prompted local parents and charity groups to reach out to Leeds City Council.
As Elaine Wangeshi reports, there are calls for more cash to get these parks reopened.
This is one of the many playgrounds in Leeds which is in desperate need of refurbishment. Local parents and councillors have voiced their concern recently over the sorry state of the playgrounds.
It's a bit of a mess really. It's kind of a shame because obviously I've got a little one. We'd definitely use it if it was in working order. In fact, I'm sure I remember it when it was in working order long before I had him. And it's just kind of been there like that for years, just abandoned, which, you know, it's a real shame. There's a lot of kids around here who definitely use it.
The playground is currently filled with glass bottles, litter and thickets, which deem it unsafe for children to play in. Local support group has reached out to councillors to take action, but to no avail.
So I'm involved in a group called Child Friendly Headingley, which is trying to improve provision for kids in Headingley, Hyde Park and Woodhouse. Trying to get more playgrounds, but also trying to reopen the ones that have been closed. We've asked the councillors about it several times and they keep promising something's going to happen, but nothing's happened. We've talked to people at the council who say that one was closed for subsidence, but there should have been repairs done.
It remains to be seen whether the Leeds City Council will actually give a green light to the refurbishment of the playground. For how long do the children have to wait before they can actually get a safe space to call their playground? Elaine Kimeyo reporting for LeedsHacks.
The annual Stroke Association 15-kilometre run was the most successful to have ever gone ahead this year.
With more participants than ever before, thousands of pounds were raised to support the charity. Zoe Mary reports.
The Stroke Association Resolution Run is taking place at Temple Newsham to raise support and funds for the charity. Stroke is a leading cause of death and disability, and over 100,000 people suffer from a stroke in the UK every year. This annual event has over 400 participants and they hope to raise over £20,000 for the cause.
It's been fantastic, yeah, we're really happy with it. It's a great sunny day today, which always helps. We do so much. We do research, trying to find better ways to improve the stroke pathway. We have stroke coordinators that work in the hospitals and in the NHS setting to make sure that the stroke recovery is as great as it can be, really.
The main symptoms of a stroke can be remembered with the word fast. F is for face, your face may drop on one side. A is for arms, you may not be able to lift both arms and keep them there. S is for speech, your speech may be slurred. And T, it's time to call 999.
Yeah, so we sadly lost our granddad a couple of years ago now to a stroke. Our grandma specifically one just before Christmas, so we're kind of running today to raise awareness of strokes and hopefully get some money for charity as well. It's a really good cause today, so that's okay.
Out there, everybody's wearing the same t-shirts. I mean, the pictures are all going to have a stroke association. People might just, if one person goes and looks and understands what happens when you have a stroke, then it's good.
Zoe Mary reporting for LeedsHacks.
Onto a different kind of run now and the debut of the Leeds Beckett Colour Blast.
Hundreds of people participated in the event, which took place at the university's Headingley campus. As Rebecca T reports, it all got a little bit messy.
Last Sunday saw the first Leeds Beckett Colour Run, a fun event for all ages where over 200 participants ran around Headingley campus.
We wanted to bring a bit of competitiveness between all the groups and get people wanting to get outside, get running, be enthusiastic and get a bit colourful really. The objectives of the event are to bring awareness for the international volunteers. We're looking to bring more money into the section of the university so the students can go off and volunteer internationally.
Any profits from the Leeds Beckett Colour Blast made from this event will be donated to the Snehalaya India charity.
So Snehalaya means home of love. They're based in Nagar in India and they work predominantly with women and children who either have been rescued from the commercial sex industry or they might be the children of sex workers. And their role is to empower women and children particularly through education, employment, healthcare. So they have things like a hospital for HIV positive babies, and they train the Snahalia kids to eventually become nurses or doctors, give them the education otherwise they just would not have had.
Despite the windy and chilly conditions, people have still turned out smiling. Over 250 families have run this morning. I'm Rebecca T, reporting for LeedsHacks News.
The British Library have revealed plans to open a branch in Leeds as part of a project to expand in the north of England. The move has been welcomed by Leeds Beckett's library team. It will be called the British Library North, and discussions are already underway with Leeds Council for potential locations. However, library staff hope it won't mean cuts elsewhere.
I'm hopeful that it will act as a catalyst for developing other libraries. I would be really sad if it was used as a reason to withdraw some services which are already spread out in communities. Public libraries have already seen a massive contraction across the whole country. Most of the local policymakers see it as in addition to, and see the importance of libraries rooted in communities and a really strong and vibrant public library service in Leeds and in the regions beyond Leeds, then it's a really positive asset for everybody.
Leeds Rhinos lost their 7th game of the season to Catalan Dragons on Saturday night, leaving them rock bottom of the Betfred Super League table. Second row forward Jamie Jones-Buchanan has said the team are hurting after the tough loss. The Yorkshire outfit have only won 1 game this season, leaving the 8-time champions with plenty to ponder going into the second half of the season. Well, joining us now to reflect on Leeds Rhinos' abysmal start is our sports reporter Joe Cook.
So Joe, just how bad has it been for Leeds Rhinos in the initial early phase of this season?
Well, it's certainly not been good. It's not been easy going for Leeds Rhinos this season. A number of injuries, a number of players leaving over the past couple of years, notable players like Maguire, Ryan Hall and Kevin Simfield retiring as well certainly hasn't helped the cause. And they've just found themselves slipping towards the bottom of the table.
And how have the fans reacted on Twitter? You know, it's a big social platform now, plenty of chances to voice their opinion. Has it been a negative response?
Ups and downs really over Twitter and social media. A lot of fans seem to look towards the optimism side of it and hope that looking at the positives of the performance will boost the club up the table. And other fans will obviously look at the negative results and say David Furner should be out, and Kevin Simfield is obviously director of rugby at the club as well. Some fans are calling for that also.
So do you think fans can have a certain degree of sympathy for the players? You know, Leeds Rhinos have lost a lot of club legends in the past few years. Do you think fans can have a bit of sympathy for the players?
You can certainly cut them some slack. I think it wouldn't be too harsh to say that. As I say, a lot of experience has left the club within the past couple of years. Experience is something that will come and go with the club, especially one that's slipping towards the bottom of the Super League. All we can say is hopefully the experience will show and come through within the next couple of weeks, the next couple of years.
Excellent, thank you, Joe. Spring has officially sprung in Leeds today, with temperatures starting to rise this week. Reports from the Met Office state that above average temperatures will be common over the duration of spring, with some areas of the UK expected to be warmer than Ibiza and Rome. As for this week, it's going to be partly sunny with a gentle breeze, settling at about 15 degrees. Well, that's all from us here, as we're going for a cold one, aren't we, Harry?
We are.
I'm Aidan Kerr.
And I'm Harry Graham. Don't have a good night. Have a Leeds night. Goodbye.